everyone. Welcome back to another edition of Orion Outreach. I'm Amanda Pordon, and I'm here with Mike Pikelis and Sonja Skerbeck. Hi guys, welcome to the show.
Hi Amanda, thanks for having us.
So today I wanted to talk to you guys about the Jubilee coming up in downtown Lake Orion, Michigan. So Mike, you are the head of the Lake Orion Lions Club Jubilee. Now last year this event had to be canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic. It's kind of still going on, but things are kind of starting to open up again. But will there be any differences?
Yeah. So last year, Jubilee was the first event that we had to cancel due to the pandemic. And it was a tough decision. And it rolled all the way through a year. And we're coming off this pandemic now. And Jubilee is the first one to open up and get us back to our normal way of doing things. So we're excited to have Jubilee going again. It's one of our biggest fundraisers, and the community loves it, and we're ready to go.
So will everything be the same? Will we still have carnival games and food?
Yeah, of course we'll have carnival games. That's why Sonja's here. She's going to tell us about her carnival. But the Jubilee will look a little different. We will not have beer tent this year, and I see the comments on social media. I know a lot of people are upset about it, but we had to make that decision in January, and in January we didn't know what was going to happen. Everything was very uncertain, and there's a lot of money that's outlaid for the beer tent that we may not be able to get back. So we made the tough decision in January to cut beer tent out. If we'd have known they were going to lift the restrictions on June 1st, we wouldn't have done it. But there's a lot of planning and work that goes into beer tent. So we won't have beer tent this year. And we also, we have a service project Saturday morning for kids. It's big wheel races. It doesn't seem to be too well attended. And we've decided to kind of move along from the big wheel races. And we've got some other activities that we can talk about later to replace the big wheel races.
Wonderful. So Sonja, has Skerbeck Entertainment done any other festivals this year?
Yeah, thanks for asking too. What a weird year it was for us last year in 2020. Being, a company that's entirely based on social gatherings happening, it was pretty rough for us. This year, we have been open at a number of events already, and the events that we've operated at have been with all of the COVID outdoor gathering restrictions. So, for example, we opened our season in Holland, Michigan at the Tulip Time Festival, which is a very high-profile, large event for us. And we had a very detailed task list of how we had to work with the health department hand in hand to make sure that we were providing a safe venue for folks attending. So, fortunately, what we've learned from all of the southern states that have been operating without restrictions for months now, and also our own experience in Michigan, is that these outdoor gatherings are really safe. They're really safe. We don't see infections coming as a result of people attending these events. Some of the things that we thought were causing infections with COVID don't seem to be the case. Outdoors is in fact safer. So one of the wonderful things that we get to announce here today is that because the Jubilee is in fact in June, after the June 1st removal of all of the MDHHS restrictions, we're wide open for Jubilee this year. This is going to be a really nice celebration. It's going to be finally a time when people can feel comfortable and feel safe being out and about, gathering and having fun with other folks. Of course, if folks are not vaccinated, they should take the precautions that are necessary to protect themselves. And so I suppose it's entirely possible that there'll be folks that may choose to want to continue to wear their face masks. I think it might be reassuring for folks to know that my workforce is 100% vaccinated. And it's something that in order for us to be able to operate, we took very seriously. And because we had to operate with restrictions for so long at the beginning of the season with so much uncertainty, we took that into our own hands and have done that. So
that's wonderful to hear that you get to open up to full capacity, especially since this is a huge event in Lake Orion every year. To hear that it's not going to have a small capacity is fantastic to hear.
No, it's time. It's time for people to see their neighbors. It's time for people to come home for their, class reunions and to do all of the fun things that they haven't done for a long time. We need to get back to some sense of normal. We're social beings, so it's time to be social again. And the Jubilee is going to be a really nice opportunity for folks to do that at the end of June.
Absolutely. So when you did have limited capacity, were you still seeing great attendance?
Yes, very much so. The restrictions that we had to operate under up until June 1st have included pretty tight restrictions on capacity. And in fact, so much so that I had to stop selling wristbands. I had to hire additional security to monitor and count the number of people that were entering and exiting at all times. And for pretty much all of my events, I've been at capacity, almost the whole entire time. So that means folks have had to stand in line in order to be able to even enter into the venue. So we're really pleased to see that restriction lift. We think it's going to be nice for people to be mobile, to be able to walk around downtown freely and not only enjoy the carnival rides and games and food, but of course, spend time visiting all of the other wonderful downtown establishments. There's great restaurants in town, downtown Lake O. There's wonderful shopping, and we know the Jubilee brings in a lot of folks into the village, and we want them to take advantage of everything that downtown Lake O has to offer.
Absolutely. Well, if all of your other events have been at full capacity, I can't even imagine how full the Lake Orion Jubilee is going to be.
Yeah, I think our guests should expect that there'll be a lot of folks that will want to attend. So if you are, I mentioned previously, if you're not vaccinated and maybe if you have a concern about contracting COVID or being in large groups, to be mindful of what you're doing and perhaps wear a face mask if you choose to attend. Or if you've got somebody, at home who you want to take good special care of that you're concerned about, think about the decisions that you make, because it's not a no risk situation. It's a low risk situation, but we want people to all be mindful of that. And I come from a family environment where I have a child who I want to take special care of myself. So being mindful of the fact that we do expect large crowds. We expect people to be standing in line for the rides. We expect full capacity. You can plan your event outing accordingly. You might wish to try to come, if you have younger children, you don't want to stand in line with them for a long time, perhaps to come at a slower time. Oftentimes the Sunday matinee at the Jubilee is a really nice, relaxing time for local folks to enjoy the carnival rides. The day after the fireworks tends to be just a little bit more calm and a little bit more relaxed for folks. So that can be a good time to attend if you want to avoid large crowds. Also, at the beginning of the festival is a good time to attend. So if you come on Saturday night, be prepared. There's going to be a lot of
great advice. I know a lot of families around here have young children, so thank you for mentioning times that might be safer for them to come attend.
Yes, yeah, and I'm a mom, right? So I remember what it was like when my kids were that age. We'll have hand sanitizer everywhere. I buy it by the gallon these days, but also bring your own wipes to keep your hands clean and your children's hands clean. Bring all of the accoutrements and things that make you feel comfortable and safe outside. Don't forget sunblock. Maybe you want a bottle of water. Bring all those things that make you feel good when you're downtown so that you can enjoy the environment you're in.
Absolutely. So, Mike, you mentioned earlier that you have new activities at the Jubilee this year. Would you mind telling me about them?
Sure thing. We have quite a few things. Everybody knows that Leader Dogs for the Blind was founded by Lions Club, and it still goes today that way. All the Lions Clubs support it. So we're going to help support them this year. We'll have collections for Leader Dogs for the Blind, and we're going to have some puppies while we're collecting. So if you want to come out, maybe learn about volunteering for Leader Dogs for the Blind, throw a buck or two in the bucket, meet a puppy, that'll be available Friday and Saturday, noon to 4 both days. On Friday and Saturday, also noon to 4 both days, we do our Project Kids site where we do the eye screenings for children for free. Kids need a eye screening to get into school. Not everybody has vision insurance, so we provide this service for free. Takes about 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes at the most. Mom or dad have to fill out a form. We don't touch them. It's a camera that shoots from like 3 or 4 feet apart, and it'll print out either hopefully a pass, meaning there's no optical problems with the child, or a referral. And you can take that referral slip to an optometrist, and they can they can go from there. If you get the pass slip, which we hope everyone gets, you can give it to the school and it counts as your medical exam, your eye exam. So we provide that service too. That'll be noon to 4 both days, Friday and Saturday. We're going to do something new this year. We're going to do a canned food drive on Saturday. So last year when we were shut down, we didn't have a lot to do. So we did a canned food drive, and I think it was in July. And we were surprised that everybody showed up, and we got a lot of food. I think it was about 12 or 1,500 pounds of food that we took down to Oxford Orion Fish. Oh, wow. So this year, we're going to do it from 12 to 6 on Saturday. And it's the four corners coming into the carnival: on the north side at Broadway and Shadbolt, on the south side at Broadway and Front Street, and then on the east side at Anderson and Flint, on the west side, Lapeer and Flint. We'll have containers where you can deposit a can, and we're going to take that food down to Oxford Orion Fish and donate it to them again. And I hope we get a lot, because it was quite a few truckfuls last time. So everybody, if you're coming down to Jubilee, bring a can, drop it in the container. Somebody needs that food. We're also starting up to replace the big wheel races. We're going to do a children's scavenger hunt on Saturday afternoon, starting at 1 in front of Ed's Costume. I'm not going to tell you where it's going to go, but I will tell you it'll stay within the carnival area. You don't have to leave the carnival, and it's designed for kids ages 6 to 12. The grand prize is the best part. So some kid's going to get a bicycle. Whoever wins the scavenger hunt wins a little raffle after. So someone's going to walk away with a new bicycle, a children's bicycle. And obviously, the fireworks are on Saturday night. We can talk a little bit about that in a few minutes, but those are the activities going on top of the carnival that Sonja mentioned earlier. So Thursday night, all day Friday, all day Saturday, and the Sunday matinee carnival.
That's wonderful. It's a wide variety of events going on. There's something for everybody. I personally think I'll be looking forward to the puppies.
Everybody likes the puppies. I've raised 7 dogs. I'm raising my 7th puppy for Leader Dog for the Blind right now. He's eating. Otherwise, he'd probably be sitting next to me.
Oh, I love puppies. I'm sorry. Maybe I need to come by and figure out how I can help train one.
You better be careful, because he's not really a puppy. He's a 100-pound German Shepherd. So
oh, wow.
He's a big. Yeah, he's big.
Okay, so he's not really a puppy then.
You are.
So Sonja, you did talk about how with the restrictions lifting that we'll be able to be at full capacity for the Jubilee this year. But will your company still be sanitizing everything?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks for the question. Yes, we have a dedicated person whose job it is all day long to sanitize and wipe down all the high-touch surface places. After so many ride cycles, the ride operators will also take a disinfectant material and wipe down all the lap bars and all those high-touch surface points also. But fence handles, fence railings, ATM buttons, all of those things do get a little bit of extra attention, even with all the outdoor restrictions, removed. And I already did mention that we do have hand sanitizer located all over. In fact, at the entrance gate to every ride, we have some that's physically affixed to the ride itself, the ride fencing, that is. So yes, this is something that we take very seriously. Having said that, there doesn't appear to be a lot of evidence that would be the primary way folks would get COVID. It tends to be more airborne in terms of the way people contract it when interacting with one another in close proximity in an indoor setting. So we are continuing to do all of those things as precautionary measures, even though they seem to be pretty low risk areas for exposure. Something that I'd like to mention that I doubt Mike would, he's very humble, and the Lions Club organizations across the state are always very humble as well. But folks probably might not realize that a portion of the proceeds from the Carnival Midway, which the Lions Club sponsors, goes back directly to their organization, which they then use to pay for all these great, wonderful community activities. All their outreach that they're doing throughout the village and the outlying areas, it doesn't come for free. And so a portion of what we're doing goes back to the Lions Club, and the Lions Club turns around and then gives it right back to the community. So I want to make sure while we have this platform to talk that I mention that, because I think it's very important for folks to know.
That's amazing. I didn't know that.
To to build on that, just so people understand, the Jubilee is our second biggest fundraiser that the Lions Club holds. The largest one is our Christmas auction that we hold in November for our basket program. But Jubilee is a big part of our budget, and most of the revenue comes from the carnival.
So when you come out and you buy your wristbands and you're going on the rides, you really are contributing to something that's going to directly benefit your own community. And Lions Club does some of the best work I've seen in terms of the local organizations that are not for profit that really are working in their communities to do great work. So thank you, Lions Club, for doing that.
Well, thanks for mentioning it.
Absolutely. I've lived here in Lake Orion 20 years now, and I did not know that the money from the Midway actually went out to help the rest of the community.
Well, Amanda, you've been here for 20 years. I think you need to be a lioness. Is that what we call female Lions Club members are lionesses?
She can be a lion or a lioness. She can be whichever she chooses. But we'd love to have you, Amanda.
All right, I'll think about it. So, Mike, there are a lot of rumors going around Lake Orion about the fireworks show.
Yeah,
Can you squash a couple of them for me?
I'm not going to squash any rumors. I'm just going to tell you what it is. This year, the fireworks, LOFA, typically in a traditional year, LOFA has the dueling fireworks, and we have our single platform fireworks. This year, LOFA has partnered with us, and they are sponsoring our fireworks show 100%. So the fireworks show that you see on Jubilee Saturday night are brought to you by LOFA. They are not doing the dueling this year. So LOFA and the Lions are trying to come together to do one show, and we hope this works out and continues forward. It definitely does this year. We're hoping it does in years forward, but everybody needs to understand that if you gave money to LOFA for the fireworks, this is the show that they're sponsoring, and this is the only show this summer. So it'll be a single platform show, and it'll be on the east side of the lake. So you can come out like you normally do in the village, and you should be able to see the fireworks. The kicker is LOFA gave us a very, very, very generous donation for this show, and it'll be substantially bigger than what we normally put on. So this is the show you want to come out and see. You want to come out and hang out at the carnival in the evening at dusk. I believe it's usually about 10 minutes after 10 is when we fire them off. I'm not sure exactly how long the show will be, but I know the show itself will be much bigger than what we normally put on. So everybody needs to come out and see the show, see the hard work that LOFA is responsible for.
Well, thank you for telling us what it is instead of spreading more rumors through the grapevine.
Yeah, I hear all the rumors, and I see the posts on social media, like the beer tent and the in the fireworks stuff that I've seen on social media. But that's what it is. And if you look at the flyer, you'll probably see the flyer if you're on social media. It says fireworks sponsored by Lake Orion Fireworks Association. And those guys, hats off to them. They did a great job. So,
well, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be a great show. Everybody needs to come out and check it out.
Wonderful. So, Sonja, you've sold me. I want to come to the carnival. Mm-hmm. How can I purchase my tickets?
Sure, great question. So let me tell you the pricing and promotions here. For our event, we're operating June 24th through the 27th. Ride wristbands will be $30. You can purchase them online at skerbeck.com, SKERBECK.com. We have them every day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, Saturday night, because of this big fireworks show, will be absolutely jamming. So the Saturday wristband will end at 5 o'clock. And in the evening hours, we're going to be way above our ride capacity with long lines. So the wristband will end at 5, and then people can still go on rides, but they'll have to buy individual ride tickets to do so. And our ride tickets sell 4 tickets for $5 or a sheet of 50 tickets for $50. So sometimes families buy that $50 sheet and split it up with their kids. And then the rides require anywhere from 3 to 6 tickets each. So you can kind of plan out how many tickets you might want based on that information. So Skerbeck.com.
Very helpful.
Also, Amanda, just so everybody knows, if you haven't seen the flyer, I'm reading it right now. Thursday from 5 to 10 p.m. is the hours. Friday from noon to 11 p.m. Saturday noon to 11 p.m. Sunday noon to 6 p.m. Those are the carnival hours.
Yes, that's correct. And like I said earlier, I think that Sunday matinee could be a good time for folks with young children that might not want to stand in lines to attend.
Great advice.
Although it could be pretty busy on Sunday too. We'll see what happens.
Well, with everybody being trapped all year, Sunday might be hopping. I wouldn't be surprised.
It's very weather dependent.
Surprise me anymore. Nothing would surprise me anymore. Exactly. If the weather's good and people want to get out of the house, I do fully expect to see a lot of people around. So, yeah.
So, lastly, the Lake Orion Lions Club does multiple events throughout the year. I know you mentioned the Christmas auction, Mike, but do you have any other events coming up?
Yeah, we have one coming up very soon. It's a tradition, flare night around the lake. Everybody puts flares on their property in the quarters, the perimeter of the lake. The flares are available if you know Rick Rice or Pam Klein. They're selling them. They had that up for the club. You can get them at the cleaners in town, the flares, or get a hold of Rick or Pam, and they'll get you your flares. All our events are coming back online. Like I said, the Christmas auction, the Christmas baskets. We did baskets last year, but we did a little different. So I'm hoping this year we can go back to our traditional way of doing it. Lion races, Taste of the Town should be coming back too. On top of, our normal service activities when the library opens up, and we do Kids Site in the library one Saturday a month. Those type of activities, once they're permitted, we'll be doing them again. I also would like to thank all our sponsors for this event. Converting Alternatives is a local company, and they always donate to us for this. I want to thank them. LOFA, I mentioned that earlier. They're a sponsor, and they stepped up big. Lake Orion Review lets us use part of their parking lot. They always help promote us and support us in their publications. JS Capital Group, we're using their lot. I want to thank them for that. That's the one at Anderson and Flint. And then Skerbeck, Sonja and her husband Jamie always help out. And then Waste Management donates a big 30-yard trash container for us. So those are our event sponsors. And there are many others that came in after the fact that I'm probably forgetting. But anyone that helps out, we really appreciate the help.
Well, it sounds like everything's starting to get back on track, and we can look forward to a great rest of the year.
Hope so.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you both so much for joining me today. I'm so glad I was able to learn all of this information about the upcoming Jubilee.
Thanks for having us, Amanda. Appreciate all the support on TV gives us too. You always help us out when we want to come on and do a show and promote one of our events.
Well, it was great to meet both of you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you very much.
That's it for this edition of Orion Outreach. Tune in next time.